Do you know how many calories are in 1 kilogram of body fat? And do you know how you can use this information practically to actually help you with your fat loss journey? That is what I'm covering for you today. Let's go. Hi, I'm Alex, a sports dietitian and nutritionist. Welcome to my channel. Great to have you here. So you might have heard the maths or the science behind the kilogram of body fat or half a kilogram of body fat and how many calories it can have and how this can be used in this way and that way. You might have heard some of these things. But if you haven't, then this is going to be an introduction to this concept. However, I'm going to approach it a bit differently because I'm not going to look at it as an exact science or exact math to kind of explain these intricacies of what this can apply to and all this sort of thing. Because when it comes to the practical use of this information, I feel personally there is a better way to go about it, a more important way that you can actually use it that's not going to create extra confusion, extra stress, and extra overwhelm. Because look, diet is already overwhelmed as it is. We don't want to be creating that for you as well. So that is why I'm going to use the whiteboard again today to demonstrate the science behind the fat loss and give you an idea of how many calories are in a kilogram of body fat, but most importantly, how you can use this information to actually practically implement and improve your approach to your fat loss journey. In other words, how you can use it to make fat loss a bit easier for you. So without further ado, let's get to the whiteboard. So with 1 kilogram of body fat, you've got 7,700 calories. Now for the use of quick math,
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths.
we can devise that we've got 3,850 calories per half a kilogram of body fat. So these are the numbers. This is the maths, or the science behind a kilogram or a half a kilogram of body fat. But what can we use this information for? How does this actually help us? Now, technically, the first way you can use it is you can look at the actual numbers and figure out, okay, so that means that I would have to be, eating this much above my maintenance to gain a kilogram of body fat and this and that. And look, that's good and all. And there's a lot of videos out there that have talked about this. But the reason I'm not going to go down that route today is because one, it's not always an exact science. Because of the body's physiology and other factors in your life and different ways, when you lose weight, your metabolism changes from that. Like there's all these different factors at play that it's never going to be exact. And a lot of people, when they start using numbers and that, they can get too exact or try and get perfect with it. And that's usually not going to happen for every single person. And also, if you do that, you can also run the risk of just trying to always justify it using the numbers, and you just kind of convolute your whole approach and make it a bit more confusing, a bit more complicated, which is not what we want to do. But of course, feel free to use that way if you know you can do it in a controlled way and you have a good approach to it from a mindset point of view as well. Feel free to use the numbers. These are the numbers right here. Feel free to use them as needed to help you with your own tracking. Now, what I want to use these numbers right here for is to illustrate a different point. I want you to use these numbers to show you that those singular days of overeating and even overeating by a bit, or enjoying those social outings, or having that slice of cake, to use a cliche, or whatever it may be that you feel like you've broken off your diet, to realize that you would need to go this much above your maintenance to actually gain a kilogram of body fat in a hypothetical situation. Most people aren't doing that when they're in a deficit. Even when someone's eating around maintenance, they would have to eat this much more. And there's a lot of food. If you kind of break it across the whole week, you'll need to be eating about 1,100 calories above your maintenance to gain body fat. Now, that actually shows us how body fat gain occurs over time. There is plenty of people who are eating heaps of calories above their maintenance, and it doesn't even have to be like every single day. It could be like a couple of days here, and it's a gradual effect. Hence, you would probably notice that if you're trying to lose weight now, the weight that you're trying to lose is weight that you gain progressively over the years. However, when someone's trying to actively lose weight, and especially since they're probably or hopefully in some sort of deficit, well then eating this much above is going to be a much more of an effort. Hence, when you're dieting and then you end up overeating, let's say in one meal, and you've gone over your calories by, let's say, 600 calories. 600 calories is a drop in the ocean regarding this, especially if it's something that you consistently make happen and then you do 600 calories again and because obviously, progressively over your maintenance, you can obviously gain weight.
No shit.
But if you're trying to stick to the plan as best as you can, you're doing it for most of the time, those singular days when you're off your diet, as people say, are not making you fail. So stop thinking that you are failing. And that is how I want you to use these numbers. Yes, you can get into the intricacies of the numbers, actually calculate, okay, so that means that technically as long as, I don't go above this much above my calories and I'll be okay. And that's great. If that helps you kind of conceptualize these numbers, then that's awesome, because you can use kind of a combination of both. I just want to share different perspectives today and use it more of like a framework to give you an idea that it's okay. It's okay to enjoy yourself, because sometimes it's not going to have any impact at all, but it could be something that's needed in the moment. But most importantly, it's about illustrating the fact that it's about learning from these obstacles rather than taking them as losses and taking them as failures, which is what a lot of people do. And then that leads them astray. That leads them to give up. That leads them to think about differently to the diet. That leads them to actually like this, leads them to this, leads them to this. So it's kind of like a thing you got to think about, that by allowing yourself to understand that it's okay at times to go over, you then avoid the thing where you go over by a bit, think you stuffed it up, and then you end up eating more, and then you end up actually in a situation where these numbers actually come to fruition and cause the 1 kilogram or more of weight gain over time. So I hope that helped. I hope that kind of illustrated that point and changed your perspective on this, but that's how I want you to use these numbers, and I hope that this has been helpful for you. Now, of course, if you got any questions or if you got any comments, please, drop them below or send me an email. You got all the details in the show notes below, okay? So just let me know, contact me, we'll have a bit of a chat. And likewise, if you want someone to take care of this for you, if you want a dietitian in your corner to actually help you strategize and lose the weight the right way, in the best way, let me know, okay? Let's have a chat, see if we're a good fit, see if coaching is the right fit for you, and go from there. And hit the like button if this video has been helpful, if it's been valuable, shared something new, taught you something new. Please show it some love, hit the like button. Until next time, stay classy, have a good one, see you later.